Okay, let's get into this one right here. The number 3 seed Lakers will play the 6 seed Minnesota Timberwolves. LeBron James against the fake Michael Jordan, Anthony Edwards. You got to love it, folks. You got to love it. I don't think we're going to be seeing too much right here, folks. All I can see right here is a 4-1 series victory by the Lakers. That's all I can see in this whole thing. I mean, are you kidding me? Let's look at this real quick. Now, if LeBron James doesn't mess this thing up, right? Let's look at the players real quick. Now, to me, you got Anthony Edwards, and then who do you really have? That's really a baller on that team, on the Timberwolves. I mean, who is it really? Who is it on that team that can take over a game? Like we're going to talk about some of these Lakers players. Because I don't know, folks. When we look at these matchups, I mean, I know this is going to be crazy to say. You know, Rudy Gobert, I think he's been in the All-Star game like a few times. I think he's been All-NBA third. We all know he's been All-NBA defensive many times, right? And defensive player of the year, I think like 4 times. It's a joke. So this guy has a Hall of Fame career, right? But that's why it's going to be crazy for me to say I think Jackson Hayes is going to have his way with Rudy Gobert. I just think I just think so, folks. I think Jackson Hayes. Well, I wouldn't say he's going to have his way, but I don't think Rudy Gobert is going to be able to dominate Jackson Hayes. I think Jackson Hayes is going to be quicker, and he's going to be able to do a lot more things than Rudy Gobert. Let's see. I'm just saying. Let's see. We got Austin Reeves. Now, they do have some players on the Timberwolves that can match up with Austin Reeves as far as, you know, them playing defense on Austin Reeves, but we'll see. You know, you got Jaden McDaniels over there. He can play good defense, but we'll see, man. I just haven't seen anybody really shut Austin Reeves down. He did kind of look weird, though, when, what's his name? When Luka got, I think he got, what is it, second tech or something like that, got thrown out at OKC game. So Austin Reeves was looking kind of weird in that fourth quarter after Luka got thrown out. Now, truly, I don't think they have anybody to stop Austin Reeves. LeBron James, we'll see. I mean, when we talk about can anybody stop LeBron James? I mean, do we really mean can anybody stop LeBron James in the NBA refs? That's what we mean. LeBron James, he's a funny character, right? We all know he can start getting his points early and often. Sometimes he'll be shooting these silly looking fadeaways. It's just the silliest thing. I don't know, man. It's maybe he should look at Karl Malone, right? Maybe practice the Karl Malone fadeaway, something like that. Stop trying to be like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. You look silly, right? He really looks silly. I don't know where he went, but he doesn't have the shooting body like a Tracy McGrady or Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. Some of these guys like that, but he doesn't have the yoke body really of Karl Malone. I don't know. He's just like he's like a big dude, but like I wouldn't say skinny arms, but they're not like real, you know, yoked up arms like a, you know, Karl Malone or some of those guys back then, man. David Robinson. I don't know. So we'll look at the rest for LeBron James. Now, Luka, I don't know, man. I don't think they have anybody that can stop him on that team. We're going to see if Anthony Edwards is going to be able to play defense. It's not like he can't. Let's see if I don't know if he makes the All-NBA defensive team. Some people have been pushing that. I think he definitely probably make first All-NBA this year because Luka was hurt. So look, what I'm trying to say is I don't see this thing going no more than 5 games. You can't convince me any other way. I just don't see. Look, I don't see the Lakers losing the first 2 games at home. I see the Lakers stealing 1 in Minnesota and coming back and closing this thing out. I think, would it be 1 more at Minnesota? I don't know. But I got the Lakers 4-1. That's it. That's it. So we go 5 games, and that's it. We'll move on. Look, I just don't think this team has it. I don't think they have the guys that can really draw the fouls that the Lakers. I mean, they got 3 guys that can get foul calls all damn game like it ain't nothing, right? They call these guys the big 3 already. Well, do you see a big 3 with the Minnesota Timberwolves? The Minnesota Timberwolves actually dipped in the standings, right, from last year. So I know you guys are talking about Julius Randle. I guess, man. I mean, we'll see. This guy has a chance to be a primetime performer. He really does. He has a. For me to even mention this guy's name, look, they're at number 60. They were being embarrassed all year. They were like way down there with Julius Randle. So that's why I don't mention Julius Randle, because nobody talks about Julius Randle as anything until this guy can really prove he's that primetime player. To me, he hasn't even been a Robin. He hasn't even been a Robin in years, folks. So I don't even think he's better than Austin Reeves. He's not better than Austin Reeves. He's just not. So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, as far as the Rockets, people, they want me to talk about the Rockets. The Rockets got manhandled by the Denver Nuggets. The same Denver Nuggets that Scap cried. All this guy does is cry. After all that, if I ain't mistaken, Denver Nuggets got the 4 seed, right? And beat the hell out of the Rockets in the last game of the season. Now, this is what I'll say about the Rockets. They're a good, young, scrappy, hustling team. But that's it, folks. That's where it stops. That's where it stops. They do not have the experience. They don't have the leadership to go anywhere. They just don't. I mean, I could even see them taking, I don't know who they played in the first round, but I can see them taking any team in any round 7 games. That's how scrappy this team is, right? They like to play basketball. The problem is, until we see it, I don't think they have that primetime performer. They don't. Now, we can talk about, different guys on their team who is a good player, all-star caliber type of player. But the regular season don't make all-time great players. Maybe in this era with stats, yes. They're saying that Bronny James in his rookie season made as many 3-pointers as like Michael Jordan in his rookie season. These are the things that people are saying, right? Everything in this era is about trigger. Trigger. That's all it is, right? So that's why you got all these Facebook sports groups and, a lot of these people like, Nick Wright and Gilbert Arenas, their whole model, their whole image and everything they do is off a trigger. It don't have to be off of facts or anything. It's just off a trigger. So it can get people to react and respond. That's it. It ain't got to be about nothing truthful. It ain't got to be no context put on it or nothing like that. It's just trigger. So, yeah, Bronny James made as many threes as Michael Jordan his rookie season. But like Michael Jordan was even trying to make any threes. Now, explain how many threes that Bronny missed and put up Bronny's field goal percentage on 3-pointers. Put up Bronny's field goal percentage, period, and put up Bronny's stats. I mean, these people are just a joke. And FYF put that, I think, on a post. It came across my feed, and I'm like, this is the new Gilbert Arenas, right? Because if you notice, his channel is dying off. It ain't what it used to be, folks. It just ain't there no more. Now, am I trying to say my channel is bigger than him? But look, I can get my channel as big as his if I just spit a whole bunch of lies, right? If I was just a LeBron James lover, right? And let me tell you something. Guys like this, they really don't like LeBron James. They really don't think LeBron James is the number 2 greatest player of all time. Nothing like that, folks. It's just that a lot of Michael Jordan fans, they don't even watch the NBA no more. They don't even deal with this stuff anymore that the NBA has to offer. You know, real NBA fans, a lot of them have went about with their lives. They don't deal with this stuff no more. So you really do have a lot of LeBron James fans still watching this game. So they know what to say, what to do to get views. And it's not the right thing. Like I said, man, it's just all about trigger. These people don't care, man. These people don't care. You gotta remember what kind of world you live in, folks. You don't live in a kind world. You don't live in a loving world. You don't live in a sharing world. You don't live in a peaceful world. You don't live in a truthful world. You don't live in this world that, you know, they tell you on TV. This world is about money. That's it. So the same people that will lie to you every single day in your face like it ain't nothing will also smile in your face while they're lying to you and call you family. I like this new word, family. Everybody call you family. I'm like, don't call me family, because the biggest liars will call you family. It's a joke. They know they got you when they call you family. No, folks. if you ain't my family, you ain't my family. Now, we ain't got to be enemies or not like that, or, you know, but like I said, that new word has just went way too far with the deceivers, because the deceivers, they will be quick to call you family, especially when they want some money, some views, all this stuff. So yeah, the Lakers are just going to make quick work of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know we want to think this is a good matchup. Man, look at that matchup, man. Look at that. It's going to be the next Michael Jordan, the Ant-Man. This is where the Ant-Man is, folks. I think he came into the rankings at number 10 this year. The Ant-Man came in number 10 this year in the rankings. Really? Behind some old, I wouldn't say washed up, but some of these players are really old. He came in behind Kevin Durant, folks. You see how that worked out. Kevin Durant. He came in behind LeBron James. A plumber, Luka. He came in behind plumber Luka. Oh, you guys are funny. So I'm not going to try to say he didn't have a good season. He had a good season, but this is what's going to happen. I think he led the league in 3-pointers made this year, if I'm not mistaken. It's just an absolute joke. So he should have been up there somewhere in 3-point attempts. I think it was the last game of the season. He was able to fire off enough shots to lead the NBA in 3-pointers made. Now, the problem with this is this might be his downfall. He might get into 3-point shooting mode, and then what? We got to remember, everything kind of slows down in the playoffs. Everything is more half court, and teams aren't scoring 115. Every possession counts. So everything's going to slow down. So this is what we're going to see if Anthony Edwards is going to be able to make all these threes, attempt all these threes. We know he gets to the free throw line with his screaming and flailing and hollering, and this is going to be an interesting series to see these guys flailing and flopping and screaming like they've been mugged. I mean, just alone, to me, if the Lakers are able to get their way with Reeves, LeBron James, and Luka, it's over, folks. I don't think some of these games are going to be worth watching. I just don't. I don't think. I keep trying to tell you, I don't think they have the firepower. They're a 6th seed for a reason, and they barely got up to the 6th seed. Now, I think what we're going to see in a second round is probably the Denver Nuggets and the Lakers. I ain't mistaken. Whatever. I think it would be the Denver Nuggets and the Lakers. And I think because the Lakers have home court advantage, they'll end up winning that series. And to me, it's going to be OKC and the Lakers. That's what it's going to be. Unless Denver gets another star player, which I don't even see who could be out there that could be a star player that could really help Joker. I don't know. I would have to look at some contracts and see who the free agents are or whatever like that. But Buddy is pretty much doomed. I think it's hard to say. But if he stays in Denver, if they keep that same team, which I don't see how to get rid of any of those guys. Nobody's going to take them. So the only thing I see is, they traded him or he opts out in 2 years. And to me, I think they would trade him before he opts out and they're left with nothing. Now, maybe, after this year or next year, maybe LeBron retires and they trade him to the Lakers for, I don't know, Austin Reeves, maybe? I'm not sure. But if he stays in Denver, I think his career just ends at, I don't know, the MVP thing. I think he could get maybe one more MVP, but I don't think he gets any more championships. So he's just stuck on one championship and, he just falls down the ranks. I think, will he lead the league in scoring this year? I'm not for sure. I have to look. But he might get one statistical title this year. And like I said, one championship, bunch of meaningless stats. This season, and I know it sounds weird to say, but this season to me is going to be the only season I can see in the next 2 years of Denver winning a championship. You got the odds against you. They got rid of your coach. They took your MVP. We don't have to worry about Joker doing his thing. These are his teammates. So if his teammates really care about him, like he cared about his teammates, and he let his teammates sign those deals, the one thing you got to remember with Scap, I said this 100 times, and he won't address it because he can't address it. Joker is the best player in the 2020s. That is Joker's team. For them to let those guys sign those contracts, Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Gordon, they had to run that by Joker. These are the guys you're going to be playing with in the next 3 to 5 years. Are you okay with that? That these guys are signing max contracts or something close to it, having never made an all-star team with you. Not Hall of Fame caliber. Are you okay with this? Yes. Yes, Joker said yes. I like to play with them. Yes, he want to play with them. He likes playing with them. Them are like his brothers. I don't think these guys were going to get that kind of money anywhere else. I don't know about that. I don't think Porter Jr. was after he bricked it up all last year against the Wolves. Nope. I don't think Jamal Murray would. Nope. You guys got to remember, when we talk about this stuff, sometimes they do this and they give these guys unwarranted money, which I don't think they make this kind of money. But they give them these unwarranted contracts because they want to raise the prices, folks, on merch, popcorn, soda, alcohol, parking, tickets. This is why. It ain't that these guys are worth this kind of money, because none of these, we talked about this before. These guys play 3 games a week, basically. The games are 2.5 hours. Let's just say 3. So they played 9 hours they work 9 hours in a week, folks. Nine hours in a week. So next time a dummy say, man, why you counting the black man's money, man? You always count the black man's money. The black man is working 9 hours a week and making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars. What a joke. And then they'll turn around on you and be like, oh man, look what the owners make. Look what your owner makes. Do you make anything close to what your owner makes? No, probably not. Look how much the owner makes at Walmart. Are you crazy? Look how much the owner make at damn the Lyft or Uber or any of these big corporations. It's a joke. Oh man, they elite basketball players. Man, they the best in the world. They ain't the best I've ever seen. No. Nope. They're not. Now with time, you always said, man, these dudes got to be the best. Because you think about evolution and things getting better. It didn't happen, folks. The LeBron James era, 210 guys were not the best we ever seen. Or the 2020 guys. You could say that about, we talked about that before in music. This ain't the best music we ever heard. I would say about from 2015 until now. Hell no. This is actually some of the worst. It's actually some of the worst. Probably is the worst when we think about it. When we think about the times and what these guys actually had to make music, this is probably the worst. Because you would think with the technology that they have today, it would be the best music you ever heard. But actually, it's the worst. These people said, we're going to make music where it sounds like we're underwater. We're going to make music where we mumble. We're going to make music with no harmony. It's just a tick, 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 tick. Turn that shit off. It's music where men sound like little kids. It sounds like music where, you know, it sounds like kids just broke into a studio. It sounds like music where there's basically no musical talent at all. It's weird. We've never seen that in the history of music. Was like, the studio was like, only the best could be in the studio. Now, who the hell is in the studio? It's a joke. But yeah, to me, this year will be Joker's only opportunity to win a championship. This is going to be the revenge playoffs for Joker. That's it. And again, we don't care what Scap says, because he could never answer the question, why did Joker let those guys sign those contracts? And look, I don't have no problem with it. I keep trying to tell you, it doesn't bother me at all. Because I think he let those guys sign those contracts because those are his boys. It's cool. Them his boys. Them his dogs. Them the boys that won the championship with him. I'm cool with it. But he let some broke, beat up, injured dudes, his boys, sign those contracts. So he's living and dying with it. He's living and dying with it. Just how it is. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Give him some help. He got his help. He let those guys sign those contracts, and they ran it by him. You think any other great player, the management isn't going to come to them and say, hey man, we're going to give such and such, you know, this 3-year, 4-year big ass contract. Are you cool with that? Or are you looking to, you know, give him like a 1 year, you know, not even sign him, try to make it more diverse of what we got to deal with, something like that? What do you want to do? Yes, of course they ran it past Joker, and he let these guys sign these contracts. So Joker, he's responsible for that, but they won't come out and say that, especially Scat, because he don't want to hold Joker accountable for nothing, and he should be held accountable for it. As far as, you know, something's wrong with him wanting to play with his boys, but you know, he knew they were busted up and hurt, so that's on Joker. Like I said, we'll see what happens.